Talk about Kim Kardashian? She is the prime example of turning a hoe into a housewife. She is not a
But she
billionaire.
ain't no housewife.
Could she have then
No.
come off of that stain of having a sex tape and walk into
If she had a Kris Jenner.
and have a Skims and have a
Absolutely not. But
that's the whole cape I'm talking about.
No, the cape is Kris Jenner.
Facts.
We value the title of marriage and not the duty.
However, she's not a housewife.
That's a fact.
Who has married her? That has kept her. That is high value.
So being a housewife means that the man has to keep you.
Like I said, it go back to sales. Are you selling something from the perspective of what you want it to be? Are you selling something from the perspective of what the person you're selling to finds valuable? What's good, peeps? It's your boy JP back at it again with another reaction video. And today we are reacting to Ty Boogie, the good old GOAT Ty Boogie. This boy get me views on my videos, man, because we be having some good discussions. So shout out to Ty Boogie. This video is Real Men Don't Marry a Kim Kardashian. Women are waking up. So, we're going to see what they're getting to talk about. This sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, but before we do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We keeping it PG. There's a lot of prosperity going on around this mug. Shout out to you if you've done so far. Shout out to you if you support the channel. Shout out to you if you comment on the video. And big shout out to you if you like the video. I really do appreciate you. Big time. I haven't been posting like I needed to lately, and I'm going to be fixing that because, you know, I have a full-time job and I am also a videographer, so I've been doing a lot of work. I've been busy trying to stay consistent, but I also got other work on the back end where I gotta get this munyan, you know what I mean? So we gotta do what we gotta do. But without further ado, let's just get into the video.
Talk about Kim Kardashian? She is the prime example of turning a hoe into a housewife. She is not a billionaire.
But she ain't no housewife. What makes her a housewife? Don't know Maddie Bonner.
All my returning subscribers, y'all already know your boy's out of town right now.
All right, let's continue.
Now my flight got delayed, so I'm not in my regular studio today. So we're gonna be doing things a little bit different because I wasn't able to get a flight until Thursday. So I'll be doing kind of reaction style until then, until we get back in the regular studio.
Shout out to Ty Boogie. He got to get it out the mud like me. So we about to get it out the mud together. Let's see who really rocking. Let's get it.
Now me and we getting busy, but the show must go on, all right? So
must go on. Let's get it.
I got a good video for y'all today. Ladies, y'all really want to tap in? Fellas, I want to hear your comments in the comment below.
I'm out here
You about to hear my comment on this video. Let's get it.
looking for security. I'm out here looking for money. I'm over here looking for a lifestyle that I don't have to maintain myself.
Okay, so how in the black community can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
I said it's a little harder because sometimes that stain in the other community is not a stain. It's like they can just take the cape off.
But you know what it is? I think it's because, and maybe this is very bold to say, but our biggest mistake is over-sexualizing ourselves and putting it on camera or putting it on the internet. Whereas
I'm gonna have to disagree.
okay, we
over here at Phi Beta Phi and because I went to a little white school with the little Greek parties, baby. They are turned over there.
But it's not on camera.
That's a fact.
It's on camera also.
It is.
Okay, we want to talk about Kim Kardashian? She is the prime example of turning a hoe into a housewife. She is not a billionaire.
But she ain't no housewife. What makes her a housewife? Don't know Maddie Bonner. They only want her temporarily.
Facts.
And I've heard she's really sweet and really kind and really amazing.
Sarah,
What?
if I go line up
Yes.
10 guys,
They all gonna smash. They ain't gonna marry.
Facts. So Sarah is speaking facts. There's a big difference, and I think women get this twisted so much. They think a woman getting attention and a woman getting married and things of that nature automatically makes her wifey material. You gotta understand, a lot
Or getting a lot of money too.
of dudes aren't dating women for the right reasons. A lot of dudes aren't marrying women for the right reasons, which is why they get into these relationships with women and they're like, damn, like, why she got all these red flags that I'm just now noticing? It's because when you first got with her, you wasn't following your mind up here. You was following your mind down there. Now, I mean, and a woman like Kim Kardashian, she's loaded with money. Now, I mean, we know that this world runs.
Right, and that's why she don't have to be a housewife, because she can take that money and pay somebody to do the wifely duties that she obviously don't want to do and probably not capable of doing.
On money. You could have the worst looking face, but money like Kim Kardashian, somebody's gonna put a ring on her finger. Sarah, she be speaking facts. Out of all the women that be giving women advice and stuff, this woman right here be speaking facts.
For the woman who's been married for 4 times,
Yes.
Kim Kardashian is very marriage material.
How?
Look to who she's married to.
Well, one, she's been married for 4 times.
Let me tell you something. This is the problem with our community too. Since they talked about our community, this is the problem with our community too. We value the title of marriage and not the duty. Let me say that again. We value the title of marriage and not the duty. Let me get my Umar Johnson on. We about to do it 3 times. We value the title of marriage and not the duty. That's the problem. She's valuing her because she's made the title of marriage 4 times. How many times has she committed the duty of marriage? All I really know most about is Kanye. And I'm calling him Kanye. All I know about is Kanye. And I say partially when it comes to being a mother. But a wife, no. She just got enough money to pay somebody to do it, like I said earlier. So she ain't got to do it. So how many times did she commit to the duty of being a wife? Now, I would say she did commit in the stance of sticking by him until he went overboard. I give her that. But, nah. It's a lot deeper than that. And celebrities, I hate when people use celebrities because they live a different life that we don't live. So comparing them to everyday people it sucks. Don't do that. Like, not celebrities. Like, let's find a better example. They don't live the same life we live. So, like I said, Kim can pay somebody to do the wifely duties and she don't gotta do them. Most people can't do that. They actually have to do them themselves. So let's stop using celebrities as examples for everyday people because they are not everyday people. They live a completely different life than we do, in a life that we probably would never live. What's up, Basil? I want to see my dog. No, we just gonna keep going.
Men have married her
Because of her name and what
Facts.
she built and what comes with being
money.
able to say that this is Kim Kardashian.
I disagree.
Wow. How are you this old? No disrespect. How are you at this age and you don't get it? That's crazy.
No.
Her first husband, she was nobody. She was a video vixen.
Yes, true.
Okay. Her second husband was who? Chris Humphries?
The basketball player? Mm-hmm. They were married for like 2 months.
2 months.
Does that even count?
She broke up with him. She was just doing something. Number 3, Kanye was in love with Kim Kardashian.
Until he wasn't.
In love with Kim Kardashian.
Until he wasn't.
Kanye I just think he has
mental illness or something.
So then why are you counting him as a prospect? Man, come on, use her brain. Come on. She's too old for it. No, she's too adult for that.
Everyone that he's with, he makes them into a Kim Kardashian. He's in love with Kim Kardashian.
I'm not saying I'm not.
But he also had a addiction. Let's be corn addiction. Whatever. He also had that too. So let's be for real.
He wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think sometimes people are fixated on what they think a person is. And I think that Kim, probably similar to what some people have experienced, I think probably we have experienced a little bit, is when your name precedes you and your life.
They're celebrities. Stop using them as examples.
Precedes you and your favor precedes you. And then you wrap that up with a body and a face that is stunningly beautiful.
The world loves
you. They want what you can do for them.
Exactly.
Kim has been married to opportunists. Who has come into Kim's life and made Kim's life better?
You don't think Kanye?
I mean, it's hard to make a Kim Kardashian's life better. Like, she is a Kardashian. Yeah, I mean.
But like I said, that's why we need to stop using them as examples. Like this ain't even a conversation worth having. The people that are watching this conversation cannot relate to this conversation. So because they can't relate to it, they can't take nothing away from it. We need to do better by like not using celebrities as examples. Find some, maybe even if you're gonna use a celebrity, use like a D-list celebrity, somebody that's a little bit more accessible, not somebody that's an A-list billion-dollar celebrity. Like that's so stupid to use them as an example anyway, because they're the anomaly in multiple aspects in life. So you just look stupid using them as an example.
That
Both male and female, it just looks stupid.
is something tough to follow. Gonna come into a Kardashian's life and make her life better. Like that's pretty tough. She said a key component in that statement though. A lot of times people fall in love with what they think you are. They fall
Which is true.
in love with the idea.
And that anybody can relate to that though.
So it's not so much of, no, I got to know you and I'm like, oh my God, I'm really into you, because that's what's sustainable. When you really learn somebody, you're like, man, I can make a best friend out of this person. That is a sustainable relationship. Man, I really respect this person. That is a sustainable relationship. Yo, we can add God into this relationship and really create a marriage. Those are sustainable traits, sustainable characteristics for a strong relationship. But just getting a ring on your finger, you got to still ask, what is the intent? And when you have like a Kim Kardashian where she has this built straight out of a magazine, and then her family got so much money, there's a lot of other things that encompass on what somebody would want a Kim Kardashian for. The second thing for you to look at is how long do these relationships last? And the one that lasted the longest was with Kanye West. Need I say more? But what I really want you guys to take away from that, because I know a lot of y'all, we're not Kim Kardashian, we're not Kanye West. A lot of times we get with people because of the thought of what we think that person is like. And throughout the relationship, we're finding out that that person is not exactly what we think, what we're hoping they change into. But we stay around hoping that they will one day change into that person instead of
Right, or even worse, try to morph them into the person you want them to be instead of allowing them to be who they are. I said this in one of my other videos. Like sometimes if you just not compatible with somebody, you need to be mature enough to walk away regardless of how it makes you feel. A lot of people that get in relationships are in relationships for selfish reasons and for self-preservation. They're doing it because of what they want out of it. What you supposed to get something out of relationships. But if you go into a relationship with a serving mindset and the other person comes into the relationship with a serving mindset, if y'all services to each other elevates one another, you're compatible. If y'all service to each other, one of y'all services don't elevate the other person's services, then maybe y'all just not compatible no matter how much you want it to be. You got to look at it from a service perspective and not just from a selfish what I'm gonna get. When I want this, he need to act like this for me. She need to act like this for me. You need to go in with a service. How can I make this person better? How can this person make me better? And figure out what they able to serve you, if it's valuable enough to increase your living situation. And same thing with them, and vice versa with you. What you provide to her, is it helping her have a better living situation? If it's not, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Just be responsible enough to do that. Most people don't got it in them to do that, so do that.
just accepting reality. This person may never change. Now, I mean, this is who this person is. I always say, never fall in love with the potential of somebody. Fall in love with who they actually are. Stop telling yourself who they may be. Fall in love with who they actually are. And for Kim
And some people like to mislead with that too. So yeah, definitely do. Yeah, definitely for sure.
Kardashian or something like that, it's the money, but what happens when the money, what happens when the looks get old? You know, what happens when you realize, damn, like this person is not changing into this person I'm hoping they will one day be? Then you're going to have to accept or deny the person that's in front of you. But what happens is a lot of people wait until too much time has passed for them to finally accept the person that they're with or deny that person. You know, now you got history, so you feel forced to be with that person.
No, I don't think Kanye West made her life better. I think Kanye West caused her drama and trauma.
Okay, I'm not saying he didn't do all that too.
I don't think how.
He made her into a fashion icon.
No, he didn't. She's not a fashion icon right now. In order to be an icon, you still have to be that. You're not. She had a time of being a fashion icon when she was with Kanye West. And then a year later, she was no longer even looked at as a fashion icon. Now, she's a trendsetter, but she's always been that. Kanye didn't give that to her. She did that herself.
No,
that's
Sarah,
a fact.
Okay, come on.
Hold on,
come
Sarah,
on.
hold on.
Let's talk about it.
Hold on.
Come on.
Okay. Kim Kardashian was just a girl with a sex tape with the selfies.
No, she wasn't. Kim Kardashian had Kris Jenner behind her.
She did.
Right.
Kim Kardashian had a freaking ninja of a person that had every relationship in the entire city, was connected with money, and could power play her children. Everything that they've built, they would not be without Kris Jenner. Because please believe there are a bunch of nobodies that were cleaning closets for celebrities. You know how many celebrities I've been around? Do you know where I could be in my life if I would have taken certain opportunities? If I had a Kris Jenner behind me? It's Kim is beautiful, yes. And she is a trendsetter, yes. And she, in her own right, has done a lot of things. I will never take that away from her. However, she's not a housewife.
That's a fact.
Who has married her? That has kept her. That is high value.
So being a housewife means that the man has to keep you. Because I believe Kim left the marriage. Kanye didn't leave the marriage.
Okay.
And when you
This is why we don't get nowhere. We are using an anomaly situation to express what everyday people are going to experience. People on Kim Kardashian's level are not watching this podcast. They're too busy making money. And I know you might say, oh, well, they're just an example. We can kind of play that. No, you can't. Because there's too many variables that make them who they are. She just got through going on a rant about Kim Kardashian because of Kris Jenner. What the fuck does that got to do with us and how we trying to be a housewife or be a house husband or whatever, or find a housewife or whatever? That ain't got nothing to do with none of that. We don't go get nothing from none of that. That's what I'm saying. What conversation are they having? This is a being nosy and I ain't got nothing else to do but to get in other people's business conversation. This is not a conversation you learn from. Be wise and be able to spot conversations like this from a mile away. Because all you're doing is wasting your time. But hopefully they'll bring into something that I can really like break down for a everyday person conversation.
say a hoe into a housewife, I think if you ask 10 guys, will you marry Kim Kardashian? I think 9.9 will say,
Cause she's Kim Kardashian. She just said that. Oh my God. How old is this lady? Who is this lady? All due respect. I don't mean no disrespect. How old is this lady? Man, get the fuck.
yes.
No, I think they.
She missed it. She missed it. She said, who has she married that is high value? Just because 10 guys in the room would marry Kim Kardashian does not mean that she's marriage material. Because now the question is, are these men high value? Now, the word high value is very subjective. The way I describe it is you have a certain level of emotional awareness and you have control of your man downstairs. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of self-control. You don't lead with your man downstairs. See, that's where it gets misconstrued because Kim Kardashian could run up the numbers with the amount of dudes on their knee to give her a ring. But what kind of dudes are these? You know what I mean? What kind of men are these? So ladies, when y'all be like, oh yeah, so that's why I post the pictures that I post on Instagram so I could get men's attention. This is why I wear what I wear so I could get men's attention. You're saying that subconsciously because a lot of people don't want to admit that it's for men's attention. But what kind of men are you attracting? You will attract a lot more men, but do you want a lot or do you want the right one? The right one is only one, but a lot of y'all think there's strength in the numbers. There's not strength in the numbers. You'll have more BS around you. You'll have more trap.
But the reason why that happens is because people are dating into their circumstance. They're not dating into their morale or dating into their way of thinking. Think about it in sales. Because dating is a lot like sales. So I might use this example again in the future. But dating is a lot like sales. When you're trying to sell something to a customer, do you sell them from the way you look at the product? Or do you sell them on the way the product can be valuable to them? You tell me which one seems more likely for you to succeed on that sale. When you sell it to them in a way that is more valuable to them. The problem is in dating, people don't do that. They try to sell themselves in the way that they want to be valued instead of the way that the person sees value in. So if you a man and you trying to get a woman's attention, figure out what she finds valuable and figure out if you fit that mold. And if you do, highlight that. And tell her, this is how I can, and it goes vice versa, same thing. She has to do the same thing for you. If she's a woman and she's trying to attract a man, she needs to figure out outside of sexuality and being sexy and all that, because obviously that works, but that just gets you the type of man that Kim Kardashian gets that's not high value in the stance of what Ty Boogie is saying. But if you want high value or whatever, right? You need to get into the mindset of what they find valuable. Incorporate that into your personality if you don't already have it, and work on that. And I guarantee you will get you one.
Around you than anything else. And the man that you actually want, the high value man, he's not going to be interested because the world can easily access what you have underneath your clothes.
Or they'd be like, she's a billionaire. Of course I would.
Right.
But it wouldn't be because of Kim. No,
Right.
10 guys couldn't even answer that question from off the street because they don't know her. And that's the problem. The fact that 9 out of 10 people would say yes and they don't even know this woman. That's the problem.
Right.
Talking about, does her whole stain.
And this is why you cannot have conversations like this about celebrities, because it's not real. If she wasn't a celebrity and you said the same thing, most guys, unless they Simpson, don't get no ass. Most guys will say, nah, bro, I'm not marrying her. I don't even know her like that. But because you know of her status and her name, that's the only reason why you'll do it. This is why having conversations like this and using celebrities as an example is completely a waste of time. Let's be smart. Like, I'm not even trying to be like that, but like, bro, people like this have platforms that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Shout out to the lady. Not her, but the other one. She's really, really smart. But people like this have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers on their platforms. Why the fuck I ain't got that? Because they be talking about don't make no sense. I'm like, there's no way y'all leading people with mindsets like this. All due respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I'm like, you didn't think about that? Crazy.
Did her whole cape stay on her?
I don't even think she was a hoe. Well,
She had a whole sex tape.
but that was with her boyfriend. It just went out. That's not really like hoe. I mean, you did some things. That's okay. But most people, some of us got videos. Okay,
That video
let's
was
talk
well
about
produced.
it. Like, let's just get. And I pray to God, some videos never hit the internet. You know, if it ever does, my lives are over.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If the name wasn't Kim Kardashian, if the name was Kaisha, could she have then come off of that stain of having a sex tape and walk into?
If she had a Kris Jenner. But what are we talking about?
And have a Skims and have a
Absolutely not. But
that's the whole cape I'm talking about.
No, the cape is Kris Jenner.
Facts. She missing
Kim
the point of the
Kardashian
money.
has Kris
She's
Jenner.
missing
That's
the
it.
point.
That's the most important, most crazy part of it. If Kim never had a Kris Jenner, Kim would never be Kim Kardashian.
Facts.
She said this like twice. At this point, you're talking in circles. Listen, we're gonna keep this going just a little bit longer because I'm trying to make these videos shorter. Because my videos do be long, so I'm trying to make them a little bit shorter. But my God, like she's talking in circles. This is a dead conversation anyway. But let's go.
What's her talent?
She is the deciding factor.
But Kim has had Kris Jenner since birth, correct?
That's what I'm saying.
And she's been up since birth.
And it took Kim a while until she got to where she was. And how she was able to plateau was the sex tape that was sold.
No. So if you go back and think about Kris Jenner, who is her mother, was married to the lawyer that had O.J. Simpson, right? Yes. So all of them, they were already in that whole entire environment.
Correct.
So if you're already in the environment of money and fame and whatever, she already had a little bit of clout. She was Paris Hilton's best friend. She had all of these different little, it was a literal like perfect storm for her to become who she's become, which is such an exception to the rule.
And that's why this conversation is a waste of time. Use a more realistic example to keep this conversation more relatable to the everyday viewer that is probably watching this channel.
It's not the normal.
And you don't think any of that got a little more fire when she got with Kanye, and that Kanye, they would have put her in different doors?
I think he did put her in different doors. And I also
but what the fuck does that matter?
Don't think it matters, because Kim Kardashian could make millions of dollars for showing up at a bar mitzvah.
Okay.
If she would do that. You know, I personally, when people are like, well, what about Madonna? What about, you know, and maybe I should say a masculine man also. Because I don't feel like any masculine man would choose a Kim Kardashian.
Really?
Who has?
That's the thing. That's the
Name
difference. One. That is the difference.
She sound like her whole mind been. This is what happens when you live in an echo chamber or a way of thinking your whole life and nobody really came. The fact that this lady came into her life and challenged her just a little bit to open her mind. This is how I know most people just be around people that think just like them. You don't want to be around people that's going to challenge the way you think, to really test if what you standing on really got some weight behind it. But she thought she was really eating with that tape. Kim Kardashian is a housewife. She thought she was really eating until she ran into somebody that simple. I ain't gonna no disrespect to old girl, because she's not simple, she's really smart. But she ran into somebody just like that was able to open her mind that quick. Now her mind is blown. This is why both men and women need to be around people that's going to challenge your way of thinking. I promise you, it might hurt your ego a little bit, that's fine. But I promise you, you will walk out of that discussion, win or loss, a smarter individual. And with a new perspective that you can also add into your tool belt when you go into your next conversation with somebody else. I do it all the time. Sometimes I look good. Sometimes I fall flat on my face. It's cool because I take that and I take it to my next conversation. And with that experience, I make more sense. Please do that. God. The fact that she got into this age, no disrespect to her, and she's having this aha moment. Granted, we all gonna have aha moments at different things that we just wasn't oblivious to. But something like this, you would think she'd have had enough experience to understand that. And then she's gonna use a celebrity like she really eating with that. Cause that's crazy.
Look, stuck.
You're making your point, but I
Exactly.
I want to disagree, but you're making your point.
Ladies, that is so pivotal what she's talking about. Think about it. Kim Kardashian Like I've made a video talking about Cardi B saying that men don't want bad bees, right? I compartmentalize, what a bad bee versus a beautiful woman. Like I compartmentalize how they're treated different. But think about this. Kim Kardashian is like the poster child of like that magazine girl in our time, right? She is that model in our time. I don't know if you really call her a model, but anything she posts is going crazy.
Listen, I'm gonna let y'all finish the rest of the Top Boogie video, but this is what I want to leave with. That's going off best what he's saying right now. A lot of women, men too, but a lot of women, because it seems like this is for the women to understand. A lot of women are battled with two things. Two, I mean it's four, but two. They're battled between the woman that the society and their homegirls want them to be, and the woman that she wants to be to get the type of man she wants. Sometimes there are two different women. The woman that society wants you to be, and the woman that your homegirls and the girls want you to be, and the woman that the man you want to be with needs you to be, a lot of times is not the same type of woman. And a lot of women are conflicted because they want to be a girl's girl and follow what they homegirls do. Because it just feels good when you follow and support the girls. Cool. But sometimes that conflicts with the type of man that you really want to be with because it just don't work that way. Either find a balance or pick what's most important to you. If most important to you is being a girl's girl and being with the girls and it conflicts with the type of man you want to be, with the type of man you want to be with, and that's what you rather be, then just die with some cats. Do you? Or be a woman that makes you happy with the man that you really want to be with. Not saying like change who you are, still be you, but think about what you're doing. Because like I said, it go back to sales. Are you selling something from the perspective of what you want it to be? Or are you selling something from the perspective of what the person you're selling to finds valuable? And a lot of people don't do the latter. A lot of people do the front thing because that's what they want. But granted, doing what you want all the time don't get you what you want all the time. Remember that. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all made it this far. Put a spider web in the comments if you made it this far. I truly, to God, appreciate that. I mean, I be yapping, but I be killing it. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I appreciate you if you made it this far. And also hit the like and subscribe button. It really does support the channel. And I want y'all to join the Prosper Gang. I want y'all to keep it PG. Because it's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug. You know what I mean? So shout out to Top Boogie. I appreciate it. The brother is intelligent. I love his videos. I ain't gonna lie. Since I started reacting videos, he probably one of my favorite ones to react to. Because he is a very smart brother. I really like his content. So shout out to Top Boogie. Hopefully one day we could collab or something. That'd be dope for real. But and shout out to the ladies in the conversation. I ain't trying to be rude or nothing. I'm just calling it as I see it. You know what I mean? So yeah. With that being said, remember nothing is impossible to they who try. Till next time I'm out. Dose.